I've got to get back to writing in line with my passion and my goals for my writing. Hello, my name is Briar. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to be giving a bit of a peppier update on my motivation journey. In my last video, I talked about how I found my first sticking point, that when I'm writing and trying to write, I've discovered that the idea of publication, self-publishing, tradpub, anything like that, like how I'm going to get my stories out and share them with the world, has created like a mental block for me where I haven't been able to do my writing because I've been so caught up in how to eventually share that writing with others. And I will say that I feel like I've, in this process, been overcoming that block. And mostly I've been overcoming that block by not thinking about it and trying to get back into writing for me and not worrying about how or when I'm going to eventually share my writing. If you're hearing some snuffling sounds, my dogs are right next to me. They are being very anxious because we are packing to move, and they're not very happy about all of the stuff getting packed into boxes. They're not happy about it. One thing that's really gotten me back into the writing spirit is in the last video I made, I talked about what really ignited my passion for writing and why I do want to share my writing, and that's to get my story and my experiences out into a wider world so other people can learn about different ways of thinking and different viewpoints through my experiences and my stories. And specifically, I want to share my stories so that people who are in places where I was, like questioning what's wrong with me, how do I express my feelings, and giving a voice and words and acknowledgement to people who were in places where I was when I was younger. And by doing that, I want to write books for kids. I have been a teacher of kindergarten for 5 years, early elementary, middle grade for longer than that. And a lot of what I saw is I saw kids really diving into stories, and I saw kids expressing themselves and seeing themselves in stories. And that's something that I want my stories to do. I want to put my stories in the hands of people who are going to learn from them and connect with them. And a lot of the stories that I have been really working on recently, they're not in line with that passion. One thing that I learned from Heart Breathing's HB90 course, which I do recommend, I really enjoy it, is that when you are trying to define your goals, you really need to make sure that you're staying in line with those goals, that you are moving towards them, and you're not just doing whatever shiny new idea strikes you at the moment, but you're really intentionally choosing what to do, and everything else can kind of be set to the side for later. And for me, writing has always been about connecting with like childhood and my child self and helping to define what I wish I knew when I was younger. That's always been something that's driven my writing. That's why I write young adult, middle grade. And this year I've really been trying to branch out and write more adult, and that's definitely been a sticking point. Like I don't feel the passion to write for adults that I do when I'm writing for younger audiences. Does that make sense? So basically, I've been looking at the 5 projects that I've got going and trying to figure out why is it that I was drawn to the middle grade story that I'd started writing back in 2019, and why am I less drawn to the romance that I started for camp or the werewolf novel that I've been trying to rewrite into an adult novel instead of being a young adult novel. And basically what I've realized is that the audience that I want to write for is young teens, young adults, kidlit. I want to write kidlit. And a lot of the stories that I've outlined and started are not. And that's why maybe I've been losing passion for writing those halfway through, and I haven't been as dedicated to revising those stories because they're no longer keyed into the passion that really drew me into writing in the first place. And that's what I've got to get back to. I've got to get back to writing in line with my passion and my goals for my writing, which is to share it with people who can use it and learn from it, which is a younger audience. So I'm going to be focusing on my middle grade story. I've been rereading it. I haven't reread it in about a year and a half, and I'm going to be trying to focus on that. I've been reading a lot of middle grade novels, and I've been exploring that world, and I feel so invigorated by it. I feel such a relief at going back to my roots of young adult writing and writing for younger audiences. And I want to sit down at my computer and explore this world that I wrote and these characters and make them better. Whereas that's not the case with a lot of my other projects that I've been doing. So of the 5 projects that I've got going, my middle grade novel is definitely going to stay in my rotation. I'm going to be working on it as much as I can. I don't think I'm going to continue trying to revise my werewolf novel to be an adult novel. I think I might continue to revise it and make it a better young adult novel, but I don't think I'm going to continue on that path with that story. My Halloween slasher, I might get back to. It is more of an upper young adult / new adult, so I don't know if I'm going to continue on with that at this point. I am going to continue writing my romance fantasy new adult thing that I started in camp, because that was more of an experiment than anything that I ultimately want to get published. So I'm going to continue to experiment with that one, but definitely not going to be my focus. And my young adult demons novel that I haven't touched in longer than my middle grade novel, I don't know what's going to happen with that one. I haven't really decided, but we'll see. That one is again another upper young adult, not really in line with what I want to publish, what I want to share, to get my writing out into the world. So yeah, this is just a quick update to pick up from the bummer of the last update where I was scared and nervous, and share that I'm finding my passion again. I'm finding my motivation, and I'll do a more coherent road so far later, because again, I'm moving. I'm not very coherent right now, and my dogs are being little butts, so I need to take care of them. But I wanted to sit down and film this quick update and let y'all know that I am not stuck in the uncertainty and despair that I left off the last motivation video, and I'm actually 4 chapters into rereading and making notes on my middle grade story. And I've read like 5 middle grade novels to help inspire me in that, and I'm feeling really excited again. And that's what I want to be, is I want to be excited about my writing, whether I am writing a new story, revising an old one, or just exploring and experimenting with writing. And that's where I am right now. So I hope that if you're ever feeling down in the dumps and lacking motivation like I have been, and I will continue to be, because I haven't completed this motivation journey yet. I'm still going to be looking for how to maintain this high that I'm feeling in my motivation roller coaster. I want to keep it on the high. I don't want to drop down again. But yeah, so let me know how you guys are doing with your writing, and I will continue to give you updates on mine. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Again, it's going to be inconsistent until I move into my new apartment in the middle of June, probably until I'm settled into my apartment in late June. So take what you get, and we'll see what's coming. I will definitely be back for Camp Nano in July more consistently, but until then, sporadic. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.